Hi and welcome to Format. I'm Sven Harvey.
And I'm David Zabadian.
And tonight we're looking at the PlayStation TV, which I know is going to be a bit of a surprise to you.
Yes.
Yes. Now, I've had this for a couple of days, so we're going to flick over to me actually unboxing it because I've had to work with it because I've been working on Vita Player, the website, with it. So we'll pop to that now so you can take a look. Hi and welcome to this quick and dirty impromptu unboxing from something that's arrived this morning on a Sunday, which is always strange. Let's have a look. It's a PlayStation TV. So let's get it open and see what's inside. This is of course the British release of it. There we are. Strange box, it doesn't seem to want to open very well. There we are, there's a PlayStation Vita game box inside, which apparently has got the voucher code in. It's over packaged, to say the least. And there's a white box inside, which I assume has got the machine itself. Come out. Yeah. So that's just flashy show packaging. For the minute. Oh, no internal. Okay. Here we go. And there we have PlayStation TV itself, I assume. Just a tiny little unit. There we are. Not a great deal to it. So there's a PlayStation logo, Sony logo there. PlayStation TV, model VTE 1016. And on the, what I assume is the back, is the power in. Ethernet port, HDMI port, USB port, memory card port I'd assume, and the on-off switch. And then on the side you've got the Vita logo, which if I remember rightly is supposed to have the port underneath. There we go, to pop the Vita card into. So there we are. Fortunately here I have my Humbrol cutting mat, so we can compare the size of it sort of things. There's a hand favour, cricket favour. So it's tiny, absolutely tiny. I mean, there's an example. There's a PlayStation Vita game box. Tiny little machine. Right, also in here we have, that's the HDMI cable. Get power adapter and the figure of 8 power cable to plug into the power adapter. Manual, little bits of paper. Bits of paper, that's it, that's the box empty. So get the most out of remote play. Well, that's not the main reason I've got it. PlayStation TV quick start guide, plug it in, I would imagine, usually cable, yeah, no problem. PlayStation TV safety guide, and the guarantee. There we go. So in there, that's the power adapter. Looks like a completely new connector, or maybe some of the really old Sony stuff that's had that connector on before. And I don't mean Sony Computer Entertainment either. And basic HDMI cable. And inside there is, I'd imagine, the download code for the 3 games you get bundled in the UK, which are Ollie Ollie, Worms, Revolution Extreme, I think it is, and there we go, Velocity Ultra. So yeah, and get the codes in there with a scratch off thing on over it. So here's a bit of spare case there, essentially for your games. So yeah, put that there, do that. Okay, so let's have a look at that main unit again. Absolutely tiny. Compare it with Vita itself. Smaller than Vita's screen. That's kind of weird. There we go. And of course you'll need either a PlayStation 3 DualShock 3 or a PlayStation 4 DualShock 4 controller to be able to play anything on it, including your remote play. It is recommended to get a DualShock 4 preferably, because then the touchpad on the DualShock 4 can emulate the touch screen on the Vita. Let's just see how well things fit into it. So there's a spare memory card of mine. Well, I say spare, it's not really spare at all, it's just I have to swap memory cards on my Vita quite regularly because I've got so much content. Well, that just pops into there like that, it would appear. There we go. It's in there. Let's see what a Vita card goes. Let's go with, let's see. Well, actually, let's pop. Let's switch that off a sec. And pop. There we go. Need for speed. There we go. So like so. And that's the game going in it. But yeah, that's an absolutely tiny piece of equipment. Comes to something that I think the power supply is almost as big. So there we go, that's the unboxing. And we'll go over to a bit more footage about it with both me and David together.
Okay, right. So, Sven said this would be a surprise for me. The reason for that is he asked me not to look into anything to do with it. He guessed that I wouldn't want to purchase one of these straight away for many reasons, and I guess I'm about to find out now. So, just go through it. Okay, so I genuinely, other than the name, have no idea about this. So,
shall I give you a hint?
No. Streams your PS4 games to another HD TV. Includes vouchers for PS Vita. 1 gigabyte internal memory. Power adapter. This is not like an Apple TV, is it?
No.
Is this that weird Vita botch job that you were talking about?
You're right, with the PlayStation Vita TV that came out in Japan.
Yes!
Yeah, this is the UK version.
Oh right, so this is just a games console then?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, alright, let's try again.
Standard
That
Vita
gives you
style
a clue.
box.
Vita style box.
Yeah, and in there is the code for the 3 games you can download, which I already own, so I haven't needed that.
Okay. There's your packaging.
Yep.
So we've got just a generic box really.
Yeah.
Not raving about that. This is it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we have what looks like a small portable hard drive. USB drive. It's got an official memory card in it. Is that the actual
That's
memory?
my memory card that I put
So
in.
your memory card.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a HDMI, got a power. Well, it's pretty. It's small, very portable. That must be kind of handy if you're going to somebody's house and you want to take your games. It's like, oh look, I have my. Okay. The design is pretty. It's lightweight.
It's the size of it that gets me. It's half the size of that box.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So in comparison with the Vita, it's a lot lighter. Okay, let's have a look.
Another thing on here, see that Vita logo there?
Yeah.
Flip that open.
Or is that a port of some sort?
Yeah, it's the Vita card port. I don't get it open because it's a pain in the bottom. Yeah.
No. Where's
There
that?
we go. So your Vita, physical Vita card.
Oh, your physical
in there.
Vita. Okay. Okay, Sven.
Mm-hmm.
On the box it shows a controller being used for the game.
Yep.
Where's the controller? Is that some clever bit that's...
Yeah. It's
Sold
separate.
Yeah. Sold separately?
Yeah.
Don't you need it to play the game?
Yeah.
So why is it sold separately?
This has been marketed as an add-on to the PlayStation 4. So you use either a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 4 controller to control it.
Okay, Sven, do you really like me looking stupid? Right, explain the logic to me that you own a PlayStation 4, one of the two most powerful gaming consoles commercially available, and you think to yourself, oh, you know what I really need? To downgrade my gaming possibilities.
Well, this is the thing, is that if you put this in another room in the house...
Okay.
You remember what Remote Play promised back on the PSP and the PS3?
Yes!
Yeah, this actually delivers.
Oh, okay.
So essentially what this allows you to do is, say you start playing a game on your PlayStation 4 downstairs and you go up to your bedroom.
You can transfer
the game over, so it streams it up.
Okay.
Now, the theory is that a wired connection especially, hence that there,
yeah. I think
will be much faster and give you less lag. It has got wireless built in as well though.
Okay.
But it's the wireless from the 2000 series Vita and
so
1000.
In a way, the sneaky buggers have tried to make it cheaper is to not include the controller that you do need to use it, using the argument, well, you probably already own one.
Yeah. Basically.
Okay, please tell me that retailers do tell people that they need one.
To be honest, you'd be very, very lucky to find one of these in a retailer who've got them on display. You go into most high street stores that sell them and they won't even be on display. They will basically be hidden out the back or whatever, which is crazy.
Well, you know that at the moment I'm still rocking the PSP.
Yeah.
And the Vita is on my, when I get some spare money list, which, by the way...
Not going to be for a while.
No, Xbone is sneaking up more and more than you want to own me.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 is nowhere near my buy list, so why would I choose to purchase this?
Right, well...
I already have one reason to purchase this, which is that I already own games for it because I have a membership, therefore I'm getting it as part of my deal, which I'm quite chuffed with actually. I've got a nice little portion of games put aside.
You've already got a PlayStation 3, haven't you?
Yes.
So you've got a PlayStation 3 controller?
Yes. The 3 controller works with it.
Yeah, so you can either use the DualShock 3 or DualShock 4.
Oh, so it doesn't discriminate?
No, well, kind of does. DualShock 4's touchpad
would be the same one as the back pad.
Well, no, it's used as the touch screen pad or the back. You can. I haven't played with one with a DualShock 4 yet, but with a DualShock 3, they've quite recently done an upgrade to the firmware on this, so you can actually click down on L3 or R3. You know, the buttons are underneath the things, and it basically activates that stick as being the back or the front controller,
that's cool.
which is quite cool.
Okay, well, it's lightweight. Portable, very portable. I think I'd be a bit worried about losing it in the back or something. But yeah, okay, so it can be put in a pocket and taken places. I like that.
I mean, it comes with the HDMI cable.
Bad news from the... Actually, give me the power pack.
Yeah, the power pack is almost the size of that.
The power pack's heavier with a British plug on.
It's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely mental. But I mean, the biggest thing for me is when they announced these as the PlayStation Vita TV originally, was the whole idea that you can play Vita games on the big telly. But it's not just that. It's you can play games for the PlayStation Vita which are compatible. So they've got to be not completely reliant on things like the touch, the 6-axis and microphones and things like that. And there are a lot of games that should be compatible with it, which unfortunately aren't. There is a lot of games that are, but when you're going through the compatibility list, it's not stellar.
It's not. Okay.
And we've been working on that on Vita Player actually. We've got a better list than Sony have got because we've actually been physically
testing them helps.
Sony's site don't even mention PlayStation Mobile, and an awful lot of the PlayStation Mobile games work as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of titles there from like pence, literally. Almost all the PlayStation Portable or PSP games will work on it.
Stop waving it about, it won't do it any good.
Almost all the PSP games work for it.
Yeah.
And there's also the library...
Including Star Trek.
If that's available as a download, I don't know if it is. If it's available as a download on the PlayStation Store... Oh dear. It might get slightly worse for you.
How much?
£85. RRP.
Oh, that's not bad.
Bearing in mind you do get the free game downloads as well.
Okay. Go on, what was the You had a little glimmer of, I know what will tempt you.
Download.
Stop waving the darn thing about.
Downloadable PlayStation 1 games work on it as well.
All PlayStation 1 games.
Any PlayStation 1 game, pretty much, apparently, that's on the PlayStation Store. I haven't come across one that doesn't work yet.
Ooh. Okay.
And
yeah, go on, you found
And
it.
the PlayStation Minis work on it as well. So Pinball Dreams, Pinball Fantasies, a shooter for $2, things like that.
Okay.
Seem to be working quite outside. There's one or two little minor compatibility issues with certain things, like for instance, Super Stardust Portable from the PSP. Apparently that seems to have loading game save issues, but that's not just on this, it's on a normal Vita as well.
Okay.
So, but as far as most things are concerned,
it's
for
all
PSP, it's all good. So obviously with the PSP there was no touchscreen in the first place, so it's not going to cause an issue. It gets better though, with the PlayStation 1 games, you can have up to 4 controllers working with it.
Really?
Yeah, so you can have 4-player split screen on PlayStation 1 games on it, which is rather nice.
That is rather cool.
That is definitely cool.
I can think of 1 or 2 games that on a drunken night would be quite awesome like that.
And basically they'll be outputting them at 720p.
Oh, it keeps...
It does upscale them. I mean, you're not going to reformat the damn thing completely, but yeah. But that's the one slight thing without this is it's 720p only. It doesn't go up to 1080p.
Okay.
Even when it's streaming stuff. But to be honest, in most cases, with what the content that's coming through on it,
you're not going to notice in massive.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes. What we will do, I'll be back in just a second with a Vita, so we can compare the size of the two machines.
Right, so we have here, which model?
This is the 3G, so it's a 1000 series.
Okay, so a T1000 series. So it can't travel through time, but it will slowly kill you in comparison. So hardware are the same. So
That's
essentially,
actually...
this has only got a screen, battery, and the accessories more.
Well, the motherboard inside the PlayStation TV is shared with the 2000 series Vita.
Okay.
It's basically what...
So batteries are really heavy, is what you're saying.
But essentially, all that's missing from that would be in that is the control boards for the various bits of accessory.
Do you like the icon control for this? What's the menu system like on that?
It's exactly the same.
Oh, they use the wobbly icons?
Yeah, it's all the same wobbly icon sort of system.
Cool.
You get to use, as you're using it there, it's just you without the touch screens.
Okay.
Okay. Now, one of the things that you've got on screen there actually is you just had YouTube up, didn't you?
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't work on here. The YouTube app doesn't work, which I thought was really weird because it's like, well, what would stop that happening? Then this morning it broke that the YouTube app has been discontinued for the Vita entirely.
Is it still accessible by the website?
Yes.
So it's purely an app thing?
Purely an app thing, and it doesn't make any sense at all. It appears to have something to do with the fact that YouTube is finally dumping Flash completely and moving on to HTML5.
Right, okay.
But that quite why that affects the app, I don't understand, because it would have had to take into consideration both in the first place. So I'm wondering whether it's just to clear that app out, get rid of it, and maybe it will be disappearing on other formats as well from Sony and replaced with a new, more Sony-like app. I don't know, because it's literally just, at the end of the day, it's very clearly built in the web browser anyway. So
okay, well, what about other television apps like BBC iPlayer?
Don't have that.
PlayStation 3 has.
Yeah.
So the PS3 has it, but that
it's
doesn't.
becoming available for the PlayStation 4 if it's not out already.
Netflix?
Nope. Not in this
Yahoo?
country.
Not Yahoo, I mean Hulu?
Nope. Netflix is annoying actually because it's available in the States.
So it's available in the US version but not the British version.
That's really
And I suppose the Japanese version can just play everything.
I'm not sure what is available in Japan at the moment because I knew what was out on it when it first came out, but it's been updated quite a bit since then, so I'm not entirely sure. What I do find quite annoying is that you haven't got Flickster, you haven't got Blinkbox, so on and so forth. So at the moment, there's no way of playing back ultraviolet code stuff.
But they sell ultraviolet codes.
I know, they're putting ultraviolet codes in with Sony movies,
Well, yeah.
for heaven's sake. I mean, you can get Ultraviolet Goes to Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. But at the moment, there's no way to play them back on these. Yet, bizarrely, First Class,
Yeah.
X-Men First Class from Fox came with a code that worked on these.
What?
But it's not Ultraviolet. So
okay.
It's quite weird.
It's one of those that there's a story to tell, but
Yeah,
we don't know
we
what
don't
it
know what
is.
it is yet.
Okay.
So they really need to add some form of Ultraviolet support. Now, whether that means just the PlayStation Store sorting itself out and becoming an Ultraviolet contractor, I don't know.
Okay.
That's all it means. You know, at the end of the day, it's just some money changing hands, and that way makes all the Ultraviolet codes work on these. So it'd be like, well, hello, there's a selling point, surely.
I don't know. I mean, from the way you described it to me, a lot of sales assistants who don't know what this is are selling it as a peripheral for the PlayStation 4.
That's
not
essentially
not as an independent.
Yeah.
It's an independent gaming console.
It is. This is the thing. Is that, you know, with things like Ouya and the Game Stick out, which this frankly destroys, as far as a piece of hardware is concerned, this is a much better piece of equipment, and yet it's been sold as an add-on for the PlayStation 4.
Well, one of the things that surprised me was you said to me, "Please don't read or do anything about it. I want to surprise you with it."
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's going to be a bugger, because every games place I go into is going to have one. I'm going to have to walk past, go, nee. I've not seen one anywhere.
Exactly. This is the weird thing. They're in stock in quite a lot of the retailers, but none of them seem to know what to do with it. It's quite bizarre.
You put it out next to the Vita games.
No.
Put it
In
next
some
to the
places,
PS4.
yeah. In some places, there's a dummy box out, an oversized dummy box next to the PlayStation 4 product. But in a lot of cases, it hasn't even been priced, let alone anything else. So you're just like,
I'm not going to be able to pick one of these up dirt cheap because people are going to give up on it.
This is what's driving me mental, is because, you know, it's not being marketed right, it's not being sold right. People don't.
No one's mentioned
it is.
it. No one's
Exactly.
talking about it. So.
And the only place that's done any form of offer was Argos, when they did an option of getting some money off a DualShock 4 when you bought it at the same time. Nobody's done a bundle of this, a controller and a game, and a bigger memory card. Because there's 1 gig of memory built in that's going to last you maybe these 3 games.
3 seconds?
Yeah.
4 seconds?
And a video if you're lucky. So why there isn't bundles out there of the control of that, a game and the memory card, I've no idea, especially when in the States they've done exactly that.
Well, don't ask me.
Then there's actually an official bundle where you get, I think it's the Lego Movie game,
Yeah, it's quite cool.
a controller, memory card and machine. And I think it works, I think it's something like $130, $150, something like that. So it's just like, really? Why hasn't that happened here? We've got it in that box. Literally, this is sitting in cabinets at stores, sitting there going, hi.
Wow! I'm going to be picking one of those up when it hits the bargain bin then.
Fair enough. They've already been reduced in the
box
States.
of them and nobody will know what they are.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just ridiculous. But it's a wonderful piece of equipment. Sadly, like the Vita, to be brutally honest, it's just not being marketed and being supported in the way it should be,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Well, do you want to wrap this up so we can go hook that up because I want to play?
Yeah, okay. Thank you for watching. Don't forget you can follow us on both Facebook and Twitter.
There is the official Geekology website.
And please do subscribe to us here on the Geekology channel so you can catch not only us here on Format but the Geekology show as well.
You poor fools.
Yes. Good night.
Good night.